Yeah, actually, I was about to say, today is the Round the Island powerboat race. So everybody out on the water today, you can actually see a lot of them right inshore there, hanging out around the point, right, and over there. They're all going to be hanging out inshore watching the powerboat race today. So, yeah, there's a bunch out of Blue Hole. There's one boat out of our site, but we don't want to go where other people are, right? What's that? It goes around the entire island. Yeah. So it starts on the east end of the island in St. George's, comes up into the harbor, around, comes back out around the point of Dockyard, out around the south shore of the island, and it's back in St. George's. Any other questions, guys? No? Alright. What's that? The faster boats will be doing it about 20 minutes to half an hour. So anywhere between about 20 minutes and 45 minutes. Yes? Is the water cold freezing? Water temperature today guys about 83 degrees. It's not cold. It's no wine. Alright. Yeah. Alright guys, everybody has a mask installed for this getting into the water? Yeah? Alright, cool. Quick show of hands, guys. You don't have one? Alright, quick show of hands, guys. Who's actually snorkeled before? Alright, that's not too bad. Alright, now Ron, snorkeling, guys, it's not really rocket science, alright? People up there, they get through the disaster. Alright, one of those common mistakes we get out here, people get into the water, they want to look straight down. Alright, what happens when you're looking straight down? Yeah. Your snorkel turns into a straw. Right? Yeah. It's good for the rum, not as much salt water. Alright, so what you want to do, you want to look on about a 45-degree angle, where your snorkel's up out of the water, you're not sucking up salt water. Then also you're going to be able to see where you're going. Alright, it's important to see where you're going so that you're not swimming into things like the 50-foot glass bottom boat that you just pulled up on.
I take it that's happened.
You guys have, but you'd be surprised how many people swim clean into the side of this boat on a day-to-day basis. Alright, the thing about these trips, they're pretty repetitive for us. We do see a lot of the same things every day. So if you're doing something that's not going to hurt you, but it's going to make us laugh, oh yeah, we're going to let you do it. Alright, so keep that in mind, okay? Now, most common form of panic out here, guys, is people getting water into their snorkels. If you think you're one of these people that's going to panic every time you get water into your snorkel, please remember one thing. You are snorkeling on the surface. Lift your head up out of the water, take the snorkel out of your mouth. Imagine you can breathe again. Alright, so don't panic if you get water into your snorkel, just take it out of your mouth, alright? Now, the mask, guys, piece with the glass in it, just to clear that up for you. The triangular piece on your mask, your nose goes into the triangular piece. I know it sounds stupid, but every day we get people getting off the back of the boat like this. Alright, you cannot breathe through your nose while you're snorkeling. Another common one is this. It goes out of the triangular piece, alright? You cannot breathe through your nose while you are snorkeling. Alright? Now, the mask when you get into the water, guys, is going to fog up on you. That's because the difference in your body temperature and the water temperature. So how you want to fix this? You spit in it. Alright? Don't do that now, it's disgusting. Wait till you get on the back of the boat. You want to spit in it, rub it around, rinse it out. Rinse it out. You don't want to be that one person climbing up on the back of the boat with a big movie hand on your eyebrow. It's not true. Alright, so rinse them out pretty quickly. Ladies, this is not a spit. You really got to put one in there. Alright, we say the greener, the cleaner. It's gross. Alright, so this is a very good time to mention that all the masks and snorkels are disinfected after every single use. Alright, by law we have to. We use them as well. Alright, it's a British disinfectant called Dettol. It stinks, but they are clean. Alright, so it's just your own spit that you're dealing with. You don't need to worry about that. Alright, now strap location on your mask, guys, is going to be key to a proper seal. Alright, if you feel the back of your head, you should have a bump. Alright, some of you might have one or two depending on how your parents disciplined you. But you laugh, I got a few. Right up on the top of your head here, that's where you want that strap. You don't want it down here pulling over your ears or the back of your neck or anything like that because it'll cause it to leak. Alright, so right up on the top of your head, guys. Also, common misconception is people think the tighter you do the strap on your mask, the better it is. Not true. Strap's just there to hold it in place. You don't need to crank down tight on that strap. Alright, because if you do it too tight, it'll warp the silicone around the edges there, then it'll cause it to leak. Alright, so you don't need it too tight. Alright, now, that's it for the mask. The snorkel, guys, is called a J snorkel. It's razor shaped like a J. These two prongs on the snorkel, you're going to bite down gently on these. Gently. Gently. Alright? I don't know what people are seeing out here, but they're biting them right off. Alright, yeah, pretty sure you guys have a buffet on your ship. Should all be well fed. Alright, please don't eat the snorkels. Alright, this lip will go in between your lips and your gums, so it goes in just like this. You guys all see that? Yeah. That's another thing, guys. We are not fluent in snorkelese. If you have something to say, take snorkel out of your mouth. We will understand you much better. Alright, and you'd be surprised how many people stand in the back mumbling away through their snorkel. I have any idea what you're trying to say. Alright, so take snorkel out if you're trying to say something. Alright, any questions on the mask and snorkel? You're all good. Awesome. Alright, guys. Now, we're getting up towards our site, guys. It's just going to be right out here where this other boat is. Alright. So really quickly, guys, if you have not been paying attention, I'm going to ask you to pay attention. I'm going to go through the safety signals. Alright? If you see flapping around out here, gagging on the surface, doing some kind of stroke we've never seen before, we're going to make a signal that looks like this. Alright? That's us asking you if you are okay. How you answer this? Yes, I'm okay, or no, I'm not okay, forget me. Alright, yelling and waving, that's an indication to us that you are in trouble. Doesn't mean hi honey, I saw a big fish, or hi honey, pass with the camera. Because if we see you yelling and waving, my buddy Jason here puts on his Baywatch bikini, rips his shirt off, does a David Hasselhoff off the back, and comes out to get you. It's not pretty, he doesn't like to do it, I don't like to see it. Alright, plus the fact that you're not actually in trouble, by the time he gets out to you, you will be. Alright, so keep that in mind, okay? Oh, it's laundry day too. Look out. Alright. Yeah. Alright, so just try and keep yelling and waving to a minimum for us, guys. Also, flotation today, guys, because this is an offshore snorkel. Flotation is not optional. I don't care if you're a lifeguard, a coast guard, a certified diver, an Olympic swimmer, or a Navy SEAL. Alright, if you're getting off the back of the boat to go snorkeling today, you have to take some type of flotation with you. First type gets a snorkel vest that goes up over your head, straps up in between your legs. It's really uncomfortable, I'm not going to lie to you. But it's good for nervous swimmers if you're not a very good swimmer. You want to take a vest, it's attached to you, you can't let it go. Alright, second piece of flotation we have, best invention ever. It's a noodle. Yeah, a big colorful piece of foam, put it across your chest, under your arm, put your face in the water, you're good to go. I really recommend the noodles, it's a lot easier to get around with them. But quick note on the noodles, guys. They are the fastest sailing vessel known to man. Yeah, you let that noodle go today and it blows away, you owe me $10. I know, they're 99 cents at Walmart. Alright, welcome to Bermuda. Okay? I'm not trying to discourage you guys from diving down or anything like that. By all means, if you know how to, go for it. Alright, hand your noodle off to somebody, let them hold on to it, come back, get your noodle. Alright, that way you're not chasing the noodle around the Atlantic for half of your trip, okay? So try not to let your noodles blow away, guys. Alright, also we've got a water slide on the front of the boat here, guys. I don't know if anybody noticed that, but it's there for the use if you want it. Alright, 2 rules with the slide. 1, none of our snorkel equipment goes off of the slide because it gets broken or lost. Alright, you also don't have to take flotation off the slide. It's optional for the slide. Alright, if you are going to take flotation, take a noodle. Alright, the vest, like I said, they strap up in between your legs. Don't do that to yourself. Alright, now, also, there's a weight limit on it. It's 250 pounds. If you're over 250 pounds, I'm sorry. There is a bar downstairs that's just as much fun. Alright. Also, we got fins, guys, flippers. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. They're optional. Alright, but they're there for use if you want them. Alright. With the fins, straight legs, under the water, underwater. Alright, when you're kicking up out of the water, trying to do 50 miles an hour. Alright, but you're not going to go anywhere and you're going to scare everything off. Alright, think about snorkeling, guys. It's a lazy man sport. That's why we love it so much. Alright, so what you want to do, move around nice and calm, nice and slow, spread out. You know, the more noise and fuss you're making, the less fish you're going to see, right? So take your time. You've got well over an hour in the water out here, guys. Alright, so no problem. Also, guys, we did bring you out 5 miles in the boat so that you don't have to swim 5 miles in either direction. Alright, we're going to be tied up right next to the wreck. Alright, so just remember, there is no limit as to how far you can swim, but as far as you do swim, you're only halfway there. You do have to swim back. Alright, so be mindful, sometimes there's a bit of current out here as the tide's changing and stuff like that. We're having an easy time going one way, turn around and swim the other way for a little bit. Check and make sure you're not just floating down with the current. You're going to have a hard time getting back to the boat, okay? Now, we're almost out to our site, guys. We've got 2 shipwrecks out here that we're going to be checking out. The first one is the wreck of the Constellation. Alright, anybody seen the movie The Deep? Yeah, right? This is one of the wrecks of that movie. Alright, that movie was based off of 3 shipwrecks here in Bermuda that they kind of combined to make one wreck, right? If anybody remembers the movie with the morphine ampules, right, that was the big thing in the movie. This is the wreck that they found all these morphine ampules on. Constellation, it was a cargo ship, right? It was making a cargo run from New York to Venezuela, blew a steam pump, All right, about 100 miles off Bermuda, started taking on water. Tried to steam in here to Bermuda, made it this far, all right, and sunk right here on top of the reef. All right. Now, think about the Constellation. She was a wooden ship. All right, so a lot of the actual structure of the ship is gone. All right, it's been eaten up by the salt water, washed away in hurricanes. But because she was a cargo ship, all the cargo is down here. She's carrying about 4,000 cement bags. Yeah, they wonder why it sunk, right? Yeah, all right. But there's a huge mound of big squares. All right, that's all the concrete bags. About 700 drums of whiskey. They're all empty. Trust me, I've checked. All right. All sorts of things: plates, knives, forks, tons of medicine bottles. All right, all sorts of stuff down here. This is a protected site. You are not allowed to remove anything from this site. Feel free to dive down, grab some stuff, check it out. All right, but you do have to leave it down here. Don't let me catching you trying to take something off of this site. All right. Now, she went down here in 1946. All right, so hasn't actually been down here for a really long time. All right, but like I said, because it's wooden, pretty much all the structure of the ship is gone. You notice if you look carefully through the mound of cement bags, you'll still see all the keel and everything runs right through the middle. There's still some stuff left, all right, but mostly just cargo down there. Now the other wreck is the wreck of the Montana. All right, the Montana was an old paddle steamer. All right, she was made out of iron, so there's actually a lot more of the structure of the ship left. Okay, now because she was a paddle steamer, the big old paddle wheels are down there on the side, all that sort of stuff. All right, she was a Civil War blockade runner. All right, one of the fastest and more sophisticated ships of its time. All right, she could actually pivot her paddle wheels. All right, they would go flat underwater, and then when they came up, they would pivot aerodynamic. All right, that made her very fast. She ran at about 14, 15 knots, all right, which was very fast for the time. She sunk down here in 1843. All right, so she has been down here for quite a long time. Now you'll see the old boiler section is actually just off here to the right-hand side of the boat there. See that shallow green patch, that square-looking thing right there, in line with that sailboat almost. All right, that's the old boiler section of the wreck. All right, so it comes up within a few feet of the surface. The paddle wheels lay beside it. The bow comes out over here, sticks up closer to the water. The stern's going to be down here. All right, like I said, it's a ship on the bottom. If you miss this, you might want to rethink ever snorkeling again. All right, it's pretty easy to pick out. All right, when you get in the water, guys, if you're a little lost, you can see all the squares and stuff down here to our left, guys. That's the Constellation. All right, if you guys are lost, just yell up to the boat. We'll point you in the right direction where you go. We're basically going to be sitting right in between the two wrecks today. All right, Montana's going to be right off the back of the boat. Constellation's going to be practically right next to the boat, so you really don't have to swim that far. All right. Now, when we're getting ready to leave, guys, first major indication that we are getting ready to leave is going to be this sound. All right. Second major indication. You can hear the motor start. Yeah. Third major indication, gets really quiet. Not all the time in the world to smoke. All right. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions, guys? Yes.
Are there any sandbars around here?
Any sandbars? Not around here, but you can see all the light-colored water. All right, how the water's all different colors. All that lighter green-looking water is going to be shallow, sandy bottom. All right. Then the deeper the water, the darker the blue. All the brown patches are going to be your coral reef. So all around this sort of reef, it's all sand holes. You see all the green patches are just patches of sand. All right, any other questions? All right, pool's open.